Mount Sasha presentation.
Hi and welcome. I'm in the process of doing the national parks in America, and I've been guided to do this from my crystal skull called Rainbow Serpent, who has brought through certain national parks for me to go there in meditation and to astral travel to and to remote view. So then I have the awareness of what spiritually is going on there. So the next part in the series of this line of communication is Mount Sasha, which is also in California. And it was funny because we had to work on Joshua Tree National Park the other night. And so last night he decided to talk about Mount Sasha. And of course, any spiritual person has heard of this place, and a lot of spiritual people are drawn there. And a lot of people get guided to walk all around there and to do ceremonies there and things like that. And that's all absolutely fine and wonderful. I've never been there myself. I have been to California, as I've stated before, but I was 15 at the time, so I wasn't really into spirituality or channeling, and I definitely didn't have the crystal skull then. So I hadn't actually been to this location either. So it makes me want to go back there even more now and to explore these sacred sites as well, and sacred energy portal places. So that's what I definitely get with Mount Sasha without a doubt, is a huge vortex energy, a huge portal energy there. I see UFO ships coming out of this old volcano, one of the oldest volcanoes, and seeing coming out from the middle of that and shooting up to the top. Again, I see a civilization within the volcano. Some of it are different races within there, a lot of inner earth beings, a lot of Lemurian beings, a lot of Galactic Federation beings. Also get military personnel. I think down the bottom of that mountain, or the bottom of that volcano, I see entrances in, man-made entrances in, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if there's some military-related objects in there. I see something about a huge teleportation machine in there that they go into every now and then. I wouldn't say it's occupied all the time, but it's definitely used with some military experiments would be going on there from time to time, especially with that transportation device that I see in there. There's also a lot of ascended masters that meet on the top of that volcano. A lot of people are being told to only stay down the lowlands of it and not to venture up to the snow peak line. And that is because there's many councils that meet on the top of that volcano, and unless you've got permission or been invited to go up there and to be in the energy of it, a lot of different entity or spiritual beings will come there to greet you, basically try to scare you off, or basically they're just there to suss out your energy and see if you can cope with that high vibrational frequency, and if you're meant to be there or if you're not meant to be there. So if you get called to go up there, go right ahead. If you get visitations or encounters, it's quite normal up there, but ask for permission and ask for approval, and if you get it, great. If you don't, then head back down to the lowlands. A lot of people go missing along these trails and along the lakes and things like that. A lot of children have encounters there, and basically because they're so spiritually open and they're the new breed of psychics and spiritual people, the new breed of the race, these children are just totally incredible and a step ahead of all of us. So sometimes they're taken up there for these beings and councils to look and view and observe these new beings, and kind of to suss them out and to give that great opportunity of them to have a visitation with them. And a lot of people do go missing, and some people just can't handle the energy and go a bit crazy and go a bit nuts and go off on walkabout and don't come back for a long time. Sometimes they're found and sometimes they're not. There are a lot of tree beings and a lot of rock beings, stone people there as well. So people can get called off into different areas and can just become lost, basically. And then survival mode kicks in, and some of them know how to survive out there and others don't. I also get Adama, Adama, that is one of the Galactic Federations or Ascended Masters, that is up there, and is very tall, white hair, like really white hair, really striking blue eyes, tall being, skinny being. I see him wearing like a white jumpsuit. He's up there on the top plateau level, and he's the real guardian and protector of the councils. He's like what they call the gatekeeper of the councils. There's also a high priest up there that walks around, and he keeps telling me about Teleos, Telso, that are walking around with the inner earth beings, and they're working with the inner earth beings and working with the inner earth civilization, and that the high priest is there to protect that civilization and its wisdom and its knowledge. There's a lake there that I get a lot of water spirits and waterfalls, and a lot of mermaid energy, a lot of sprites. There's a lot of energy around this lake, and I'm going to try and channel the name of this lake. I keep getting like a sister, like I get Siski I, and then I'm getting U, so YOU. So Lake Siskikiu, something like that. That's there, and that's got all the water elementals so around it. And if you sit there and meditate, the water elementals will definitely come out and greet you and talk to you. And there's the lady of the lake there as well, someone who drowned in the lake, a tribal lady. I wouldn't say she was an elder, but she was a part of the tribe, and she drowned in there. So she's known as the lady at lake, who comes out and talks to people and greets people, and she often sits on a big flat rock. There's also those Lemurian beings, again, like I saw at Joshua Tree. They come here too, to Mount Sasha, and to visit. And they're on the top level as well. A lot happens on that top level, like the energy can filter down from that top level down to the lower plateaus. But that top level, whoa, it's just like mind-blowing, bang, sort of energy for me. And again, those Lemurian beings are the really tall, skinny ones, you know, very, very full-on, you know, almost wearing caps or something like that. Something across the top of their heads because their crown chakra's too exposed. Not sure what that is about. Very, very full on. I keep seeing a cave now that you can walk into, and a lot of children get drawn to. Sorry, that's my psychic medium ability. I pick up on a lot of missing people and a lot of cases like that, but I'm getting a lot of children get caught in there, and something about grandmothers getting caught in there. That they can shapeshift into people and shapeshift into different forms, these rock people, and that they draw people in and they bring them into this cave. And then I kept seeing the planet Pluto, so I think they're trying to tell me that cave could be called Pluto's Cave or Planet Pluto or something like that, but that's what I'm picking up. As I said, a lot of flying UFO objects around, flying in and out of that volcano. People call it the center of creation. It's funny how lots of people say, you know, Karagong, oh, that is the center of creation. Oh, Ayers Rock, Uluru is the center of creation. Mount Sasha, center of creation. There's so many centers of creation. I don't think we're talking about just one. Like, you know, I believe there's a lot of different races and a lot of different tribes and a lot of different creational beings that came down at certain times. So that was their point of creation. Not just one creation point where we can't think so human-like and go, oh, as in numbers, as 1, 2, 3. I think a lot of these places were all created at the same time. So there's plenty of places of creation. There's also, I'm picking up a lot of female voices talking to me as I was remote viewing it and as I was going there, especially in a forest area. I keep picking up a female's voice that's in my right ear talking to me. It's very, like, I get a lot of lava caves and lava tubes, and you can walk through the national park and go into these lava tubes. Used to be all filled with crystals, but now they're just hollowed out kind of caves. I keep getting something about a spirit rock that's sitting up there and who looks down. Again, these stone faces that I've talked about before in another presentation are very important to finding spiritual locations, because you know when you see these guardian spirit rocks, you're definitely onto something. So I see one of them, but this one is real spirit rock. Like, you can see its face, you can see its energy. It's very dominant in the stone. And then that's there. There's also, why Ozzy wants to go there, he keeps yelling at me that there's a place called Skull Cave. So, as in Joshua Tree, he wanted to go to Skull Rock. Now he's talking to me about Skull Cave, and that I need to take him there to Skull Cave, which will then activate the whole of Mount Sasha and the volcano there. Not bring it back to life, but to communicate with all the beings in all the different layers there. Each layer of that volcano has different elemental beings and different spiritual beings and different ether beings, and that he wants to communicate with all of them. And he wants to talk to these Lemurian beings and the Galactic Federation, and help them with understanding of what's coming of the Golden Age and what he would like them to do or needs them to do, to work as one together. He's really about getting all the councils and all the entities all together. So that will be somewhere I'd like to see, would be the Pluto's cave, and the Skull Cave while I'm there would be my main focuses, and perhaps going up to the top level, seeing if I could handle it or not, seeing if I'm meant to be there or not, and seeing if Ozzy needs to go up to the top there and sit up there and communicate with them or not. It will be another spiritual, wonderful journey that I intend to do. So thank you very much. That is Mount Sasha, and that was the spiritual information I've received about that.
One of the waterfalls that is there at Mount Sasha, an aerial view. The underground entrances on the bottom level that are man-made to go into the mountain. Some spiritual photographs of one of the creeks with a lot of fairy lights. A beautiful photo of Mount Sasha and surrounding areas. Spiritual photograph of a beautiful purple ray with a face in there. Prism of light coming out from that top plateau of Mount Sasha, and an unusual shaped cloud. Some purple orbs going through the forest where the female's voice is. A big ring, a portal ring, or a dimensional ring, where you can go from one place to another through the golden ring. The purple orbs again, in the creek beds, an old rock formation, an old civilization that can be found there, a rock terrace leading all the way up to the top of that hill. The lava tubes that are there, there's quite a few of them. The spirit rock face, the guardian of the rock formation. Another stunning photograph. A spiritual gathering with beautiful coloured and unusual orbs. Another interesting photograph of some unusual light anomalies. And the Ascended Master that is there on the top plateau. The end.